the Flick Picks Top 10 Movies of 2013. And that's my movie trailer announcer voice. I'm still working on it. I know it's awful. Anyway, tonight it's time for you to go grab the popcorn, put a little bit of salt on it, go grab a soda pop, put 3 ice cubes in it, no more, no less. I found any more than 3, it just starts blocking the soda from entering your gullet, and that's no good. These are the movies that when I went into that theater and I sat back in my seat, it's all sticky, it's got gum right there, there's like a band-aid over there on the floor. Anyway, when I sat there and looked up at that big screen, these are the movies that gave me what I needed, what I wanted. So here are my top 10 best movies of 2013. The Conjuring. It's dark, it's creepy, and it involves basements, and that is the formula to scare the shit out of me. Now, true story, after I watched this movie, I was literally scared to go down to my own basement for about a week, and that's where the Flick Cave's located, and that's where I do my laundry, and every time I had to go down there for some odd reason, I took 2 steak knives and a flashlight just in case. Now, was The Conjuring groundbreaking or completely original? Not really, it kind of followed that formula, but it followed it so perfectly and did everything just right to scare the audience, and that's why I liked it, because it's one of those movies, we were sitting there in the theater, it gives you that experience, it immerses you, and it scares you as a viewer. Every time I close my eyes, I just see that creepy ass basement. Ugh, stay out of the shadows, John. They can't get you. The World's End, Edgar Wright's latest comedy movie. I still think my personal favorite is Hot Fuzz, just because of all the Point Break references. Now, the reason I connected with this movie is because you have Simon Pegg's character. He kind of plays a washed up piece of shit who has nothing going for him in his life, and he just wants to relive the glory days of his youth. Because from a personal standpoint, when I'm about 45 years old, that will be my life. I'm gonna call up my friends one day, hey guys, I want to relive the glory days, I want to do a pub crawl. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Yeah, halfway through it though, there's gonna be aliens and all kinds of weird shit, so yeah, I'll be over at 3 o'clock. That's a go, Houston. We're up here. We're all good to go. Locked tight, ready to rock. That's my astronaut voice. That's probably why I never became an astronaut. The movie Gravity was an action space sci-fi thriller that included Sandra Bullock screaming her head off for 2 hours as everything that could go wrong did go wrong. But thank God for fire extinguishers. Now, is Gravity the most realistic space film you're ever going to see up on the big screen? Well, not even close. They basically break the rules of physics throughout the entire movie. But it was fun to watch and it looked great. Kick-Ass 2, a movie that most critics hated and a lot of people probably won't have on their top 10 list, but I really enjoyed this movie. You know, I love the first Kick-Ass movie, and this movie was almost more entertaining. Not a better movie, but just as entertaining. This movie had raunchy humor, a bad guy named Motherfucker. I mean, what else do you really want from a superhero wannabe comedy movie? This movie gave me everything I needed. You had Hit Girl, a 15-year-old teenage girl who kicks people's ass and has a sick stick that makes you puke and shit at the same time. Plus, I kind of have a thing for Mother Russia. I don't know why, I just like chicks who can kick my ass. I know it's weird and disgusting, but it's true. Place Beyond the Pines. It was almost like 3 movies in one. You had 3 different storylines going on, and one of those was Ryan Gosling being a badass, driving around on a dirt bike robbing banks. And if you guys have watched my videos for a while now, you guys know I'm a sucker for heist movies. Anytime a guy robs a bank, I'm just like, yes. In another life, that would have been me. Could I have rode a dirt bike as good as him? Probably not. I would have ran into a tree after I robbed a 7-Eleven, but it still would have been pretty awesome. This movie had Ryan Gosling and Bradley Cooper both giving great performances in this movie, and I really liked the way that the movie was set up and the way that it was presented to you, because it wasn't the normal standard format of every other movie you see. It was something interesting, something new, and I think it really worked. Prisoners, a dark, damp, cold movie about a father who will do anything in his power to get his abducted daughter back. And I don't blame the guy. Everything he did in this movie, I probably would have done too. I don't want to have to do this! Just tell me where they are!
This was only supposed to be
A movie review. This movie takes you as a viewer on one of these dramatic, dark journeys where you kind of just feel icky inside. Like after I watched this movie, I went to Walmart and I was looking at everyone. I was like, yep, that guy's a pedophile. That guy kills kids. I don't trust that guy. Somebody call the cops. You know, after watching this movie, I never want to have kids because I'm scared they're going to get abducted one day by the ice cream truck when they go to check the mailbox. And that's one of the highest praises I can give to this movie. Statistically speaking, the next movie up comes in at number 4. It's Star Trek Into Darkness. Star Trek Into Darkness is J.J. Abrams' sequel to the 2009 Star Trek movie, which I loved. Now, was this movie better? I wouldn't say it's better, but it was a worthwhile sequel. This movie was a fun popcorn action movie that took place in space, and look over there, there's Alice Eve in her underwear. I'd give anything to be Captain Kirk. Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. Superman finally hits the big screen once again and he's throwing punches and kicking ass. After Superman Returns, that's what I was craving, that's what I wanted. And for me personally, this movie delivered the Superman that I wanted to see upon the big screen. Now, is the Man of Steel a perfect movie? Does it have some downfalls and issues? Absolutely. But overall, when you have a movie starring a guy named Superman, he better kick some ass. I want to see chaos, I want to see anarchy, I want to see destruction. That's what I expect to see when I see two powerful, godlike figures fighting throughout a city. Alright. Next up is Mud, starring Matthew McConaughey, a movie that took me by surprise. Matthew McConaughey plays a fugitive on a small island who builds a boat with two young boys. This movie had so many different things going for it. First of all, it kind of was reminiscent of the movie Stand By Me, a coming-to-age story where, you know, you have two young kids and they're not PG-13 kids. They talk like real teenage boys. They like to look at porno magazines. One has a foul mouth, and I could really relate to both these kids in this movie. And then you have Matthew McConaughey proving once again that he is a real actor, because after his shitty string of rom-com movies, I kind of gave up hope on that guy, but after watching Mud, I was like, this man is an actor. And now, here's the epic conclusion of my top 10 movies of 2013. My number 1 pick of 2013 is Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street. Now, since I didn't have time to do a review of this movie, I'll spend the remainder of the video talking about it. Here you go. Here's an R-rated movie that should almost be NC-17, and at portions of this movie, it should be on winktube.com because it's so graphic. And I respect things like that because when you push the boundaries of what society is comfortable with, that's what I like. That's what I enjoy. One of the opening shots of this movie, and I don't consider this a spoiler, I kind of consider it one of the best promotional things I can say about the movie, is the opening shot is someone doing blow out of a hooker's ass. That's pretty much the tone of this movie. The acting, the performances, there's so many great scenes in this movie, and the other thing that the movie has going for it is it has comedy. Dark, written, sick, sadistic comedy that just makes you laugh throughout the entire movie. But at the same time, you don't consider it just a comedy, it also has like a dramatic element to it, and it blends both things. And when it comes to Martin Scorsese, the director of this movie, it just goes to showcase that this man is basically at a point in his career where he can get away with anything. And this might be my second favorite movie of Scorsese, right behind Taxi Driver. The Wolf of Wall Street was a 3-hour movie theater experience where I enjoyed every single second of it. Plus this chick right here, she just oozed sex appeal. Quaaludes, hookers, blow, money, criminal activity, and Leonardo DiCaprio. This movie had everything going for it. It was a well-crafted movie, and that's why Wolf of Wall Street makes my number 1 movie of 2013. Okay, guys, so that's my top 10 movies of 2013. Let me know your thoughts down below. Also, let me know what your number 1 movie, or let me know all 10 of your favorite movies of 2013. And by the way, it should be up very soon, and if it is, I'll put the annotation right here. Boop. Once it's up and ready to go, that little annotation right there will lead you to my top 10 worst movies of 2013. It gets dark, it gets violent, it gets filthy. I'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.